Stop putting all your eggs in the Airbnb basket. I'm serious. There's a massive shift happening right now in the short-term rental industry that's creating an incredible opportunity for hosts who are smart enough to diversify onto VRBO. And if you don't take advantage of this window, you're going to be kicking yourself 6 months from now when your competition is booking solid while you're still struggling to fill your calendar on just one platform. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this is happening, the 4 major industry shifts that are driving guests away from Airbnb and straight into the arms of VRBO, and most importantly, how you can capitalize on this opportunity starting today. Hi, I'm James Fedek, co-author of Airbnb for Dummies and one of the world's leading short-term rental educators. Over my 8 years of hosting through every market cycle, I've personally managed dozens of listings while earning a full-time income myself and traveling the world full-time. I've been featured in some of the world's biggest publications and helped thousands of hosts to level up their hosting. Through B&B Mastery, I've helped over 800 hosts to optimize their business, plus helped over 700 people launch successful co-hosting careers. I'm here to help you with your short-term rental. In fact, one of my B&B tribe members just told me that their VRBO bookings increased 40% in the last 3 months alone, and they didn't even optimize their listings properly yet. But before I show you exactly how to capitalize on this opportunity, you need to understand what's happening behind the scenes that most hosts are completely missing. So let's start with something that might surprise you. Politics is affecting your booking business, whether you realize it or not. Now, I know what you're thinking. James, I just want to rent out my property. I don't care about politics. But here's the thing. Your guests do care, and it's creating a ripple effect that's reshaping the entire industry. Joe Gebbia, one of Airbnb's co-founders, recently took a position with Doge, which is directly aligned with the Trump administration. Now, whether you love Trump or you hate him, the reality is that this association is making some guests uncomfortable with booking on Airbnb. I'm not making a political statement here, I'm just telling you what's happening in the market. I've been tracking guest sentiment across multiple platforms, and there's a clear pattern emerging. Guests who disagree with the current political direction are actively seeking alternatives to Airbnb, and VRBO is positioned perfectly as the non-political option. They're not making statements, they're not taking sides, they're just focusing on vacation rentals. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Wait until you see what's happening with international travel, because this is where it gets really interesting. International travel to the United States has been shifting, and not in a good way for Airbnb. The guests who are choosing to avoid the US for political reasons tend to be the same demographic that's most likely to seek out Airbnb alternatives when they do travel. These are typically younger, more politically conscious travelers who do their research before booking. But here's what's fascinating. When these international guests travel to other countries, they're specifically choosing VRBO over Airbnb because they perceive it as the more neutral platform. This means that even if you're not hosting in the US, you could be benefiting from this shift just by being on VRBO. But even if politics weren't a factor, Airbnb has been making moves that should worry every host. And this might be the most important part of this entire video. Airbnb has become increasingly volatile as a platform for hosts. They've made it nearly impossible to remove unfair reviews, even when guests are clearly lying or being unreasonable. They've implemented stricter rules and regulations that give hosts less control over their own properties and their payments. And they're constantly changing policies without much warning or consideration for how it affects your business. This is exactly why inside B&B Tribe, we teach hosts never to rely on just one platform. Diversification isn't just smart business, it's essential for survival in this industry. When one platform changes their algorithm or policies overnight, you need to have other revenue streams that can keep your business stable. I've seen too many hosts get blindsided by Airbnb policy changes that cut their bookings in half practically overnight. The hosts who thrive long-term are the ones who have multiple platforms feeding their calendar, and VRBO is hands down the best secondary platform for most properties. Now, here's the 4th shift that's happening, and this one is more subtle, but potentially most important for the long-term success of your business. Airbnb is diversifying away from home hosting. They're getting into experiences, they're expanding into travel planning and all sorts of other services. And their CEO, Brian Chesky, has been very vocal about wanting Airbnb to become an everything app. Now, from a business perspective, I get it. They want to grow and expand their revenue streams. But from a host perspective, this should concern you. When a company starts spreading their resources across multiple business lines, innovation in their core product typically starts to slow down. They have less focus, less dedicated development resources, and less incentive to keep improving the hosting experience because it's no longer their only revenue stream. VRBO, on the other hand, is laser focused on vacation rentals. That's it. That's their entire business. Every feature they develop, every improvement they make, every dollar they spend on innovation is directly aimed at making vacation rental hosting better. This focus gives them a huge advantage in terms of building features that actually matter to hosts. And this creates a long-term opportunity that most hosts are missing. As Airbnb's innovation slows and their focus shifts, VRBO and other major players have the chance to become the preferred platform for serious hosts who want more control, better tools, and a more predictable business environment. So here's what smart hosts are doing about it. And this is where the real opportunity lies. VRBO offers everything that frustrated Airbnb hosts are looking for. First, they're completely non-political. They don't make statements, they don't take positions, they just focus on vacation rentals. This makes guests more comfortable and keeps your business out of political crossfire. Second, VRBO is incredibly stable and dependable as a platform. They don't make dramatic policy changes overnight, they don't completely overhaul their algorithm every few months. They give hosts more predictability, which means you can actually plan your business strategy without constantly worrying about the platform pulling the rug out from under you. And third, VRBO gives hosts significantly more control over their listings and properties. You have more flexibility in how you present your property, more options for guest communication, and more control over your booking policies. It's refreshing to work with a platform that treats hosts like business partners instead of trying to control every single aspect of your operation. And fourth, because VRBO focuses solely on home hosting, they're constantly improving features that actually matter to property managers and hosts. They're not distracted by building services or experience features. Every update is designed to make vacation rental hosting better. Inside B&B Tribe, we have step-by-step training on setting up VRBO listings that actually convert, including our complete multi-platform calendar syncing system, so you never have to worry about double bookings. We've tested different approaches with hundreds of properties, and we know exactly what works on VRBO versus what works on Airbnb. And here's the mistake 90% of hosts make when they first list on VRBO. They just copy their Airbnb listing exactly and expect it to work the same way. Now, this is a huge mistake because the platform attracts different audiences with different expectations and different booking behaviors. VRBO guests are typically planning family vacations or group trips, so they care about things like kitchen size, outdoor space, and parking availability. They're not as concerned about trendy design or unique experiences. If you optimize your VRBO listing the same way you optimize your Airbnb listing, you're going to underperform on both platforms. Each platform requires its own strategy with its own optimization approach and its own guest communication style. With all these changes, more and more hosts are starting to expand beyond just Airbnb. This means that right now, today, there's less competition on VRBO than there will be 6 months from now. The hosts who get established on VRBO now are going to have a significant advantage as more hosts migrate to the platform and the algorithm starts favoring established listings with good performance history. Just like Michael, one of our B&B Tribe members who manages 13 properties across multiple platforms and told me that his VRBO properties are now outperforming his Airbnb properties in terms of profitability per booking. Or Andrea, who landed 3 new co-hosting clients specifically because she could offer multi-platform management when other co-hosts were only focused on Airbnb. Inside B&B Tribe, you'll get our complete using multiple platforms training module that walks you through exactly how to set up VRBO listings that convert, our calendar syncing systems that prevent double bookings, and our platform-specific optimization strategies that we've tested with hundreds of other properties. You'll also get access to our VRBO listing templates, our guest messaging templates specifically designed for VRBO's audience, and our pricing calculators that account for the different booking patterns on each platform. Plus, you'll join a community of hosts who are already successfully managing multiple platforms and can share their real-world experiences and strategies with you. This isn't theoretical training. These are practical, tested systems that are working right now for hosts just like you. You can join B&B Tribe today for just $49 a month. Just click the link at the top of the description, at the top of the pinned comments to learn more. The opportunity window is open, but it won't stay open forever. As more hosts recognize this shift and start diversifying onto VRBO, the competition will increase and the first mover advantage will disappear. The hosts who act now are going to be the ones who benefit the most from this industry shift. So my question for you is this: are you going to wait and see what happens, or are you going to take advantage of this opportunity while it's still available? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're ready to start building a more diversified, more stable short-term rental business, then check out BNB Tribe using the link in the description. And if this video helped you understand the opportunity that's happening right now and some of the shifts that are taking place in the industry, make sure you like it and subscribe so you can stay in the loop as things continue to change and evolve, and so you can help this video to reach more hosts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.